Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to the room 2. So, we got stuck and had to use the hint for a brief time in the last episode. We're doing the same thing twice, where we had to find a fuse to charge a battery, and so we're charging the second battery again. And that will give us this battery so we can play the video. And I don't know, I guess I'm not a step ahead on what the video is actually going to show me, other than probably a creepy video of this character that we've been following in the notes called Lucy, who's been basically Frankensteined. So maybe the Frankenstein's monster of Lucy will be seen here and then she'll magically appear. I guess we're still trying to open the box in the center. So yeah. This level of animation is less than what you would even see for a I guess you can just watch it as many times as you want to see if there might be anything secret or special about it. It is what, let's see, the lens V0 VC0 has been scratched into the lens. I forgot what I was saying. Interesting. So we've got two symbols that in the temple would have unlocked or changed something, but I don't see how I could enter those two symbols yet. Like, the VC symbol is here, and that's 6, and 0, 0, so 60 is what we've translated that to. Oh yes, I was talking about hidden object games and how they often will hire an animator to make like one good intro video, and that intro video will play on the Steam webpage and make it look like, oh, this is a really nicely animated game. But then the vast majority of the game is in still images where you're just clicking around looking for dozens of things hidden in a Photoshop picture, a picture that's been photoshopped to have hundreds of other things on it. Now, actually, even throughout a lot of hidden object games, you'll get decent amounts of animation that we're not seeing on this example, because this is a mobile game. But I kind of don't think that holds up to scrutiny, because I think you probably could have a few more videos like that, and a few more, and have audio logs on all of these notes. Gone Home, I think, I don't remember now. Wow, I can't even reference Gone Home because I don't remember. I'm thinking that Gone Home had all of its many things you could pick up and read out loud to you, but I actually think that's wrong. That may have just been my complaint about the game. It seems to be a pretty consistent complaint, is that I don't want to read. So what I'm looking for right now is a number that could be inputted somewhere. So we saw the number scratched here. We have 60 as the number, but I don't know how I can input the number. May have to use the hint again. We're continuously using hints more and more. Let's see. 0. If this was 0, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this probably is where the number is going to go, but we haven't gotten to that point. Which means there's probably a bug somewhere around here that I've just totally missed. Like something completely out of the blue that I've not managed to click on at all. Like if I was to come over here and then put in the symbol again, maybe I have to lock it down. Let's get a better angle on this. 6. There's nothing to click on. And then 0. There's nothing to click on. And there's no point where this spinner yeah, it says one of the handles is missing. So until I could find that handle, I don't think I could put in the code. This is where we were last. And there's nothing more that we can do here. This is an image. We could theoretically look at this if we could let us zoom in. Nothing on this table indicates to me that there's anything more. So let's lose a hint. Look through the eyepiece. There's strange markings on the drawer in the cabinet. Interesting. Is that true? Down, it says. Okay. So this needs to be pulled out. And then I need to come under here. And maybe I need to rotate this. Alright, pull out here. Ah! There's a giant water bug. Another great example of just how linear these puzzles are. They should be more open-ended, frankly. I would have liked to see much more ambition to have you able to at least start on or make some progress on some other puzzles. Perhaps at the end of the day you'll need 3 parts of a key to exit the level. That's often how games like this work. But the fact that we're just continuously getting stuck, well, obviously we know what to do here, because of the one thing we didn't see. That doesn't feel like I'm having a problem with the puzzles. It feels like I'm just having a problem with the hidden object part of this. And honestly, if I thought this was just going to be a hidden object game in disguise, I wouldn't have really wanted to go through it. So now we have a strange shaped key. Wasn't really expecting that to be what was given, but I guess that works. We can come over here. We need to look at the key. It has a triangle top and 2 horizontal lines at the bottom. Triangle top and 2 horizontal lines. There we go. I don't see how a real mechanism would ever work this way. It's just way too small. The keyhole shape does not... maybe I put in a diamond. Yeah, I did. Oops. There we go. See, so it fits, but turning it should not do anything. If that was a real world mechanism, it would have needed to have been a lot bigger. Now we have a large stag beetle, which is the final bug. And the reason why assets like this exist and you can buy them, which I assume is what's happening here, I can't prove it, is because large beetle collecting is extremely popular, at least in Japan, to my knowledge. It has, I don't think, any popularity in the United States because I don't believe any large beetles like this are even native to the United States. And kids in general, I don't think, would be too into bug collecting these days. Pokemon is a great example of how that concept got co-opted and fixed for a more worldwide appeal. Okay, so that shifted that. It also explained why I saw a cut in the groove on the other side. Right. So this is pretty obvious. We just come back over here and we redirect this one from the beetle to this. I thought we were probably done with the laser. I thought it would have just ended at the beetle, but I guess not. And then I assume that this is going to be about directing it towards the center of the box right there. This is really bright light. Kind of would have preferred a different way to depict this. Get rid of the lens flare and just have a single laser going towards it, and then perhaps having a light or a crystal or something glow slightly brighter. Welcome, it seems to be my fate to be forever standing on the shoulders of greater man. Montefalcon's work here makes mine appear to be that of a child, but he never cracked the final secret to the doors as I have. He carried with him the key all along, and he never realized it. The soul is the root of the null. It comes down to a simple trade, mine for hers, and hers for yours. The heart is the seat of the soul. Travel well and don't look back. Whatever you see here, don't ever look back. AS. See, that's a little surprising that we see any more AS letters when in the seance room it seemed like he had died. Now they are playing with the idea that death and time and all of that don't really work the same way in these rooms, but like it just muddles the story, certainly. And now we finally have a lens So the cool thing that you would have here is if this opened the doorway to a ridiculous amount of new puzzles in each of the previous room, and there was like a really good reason to go back and look at everything, and there's more puzzles to solve. Let's see. There's a large collection of shapes written on this table. Let's look around here. We have creepy writing all over that I think indicate which pieces to use. The idea of magical writing and spells happening outside the visible eye is slightly intriguing. I guess you start here on the math program, and what you do is you follow what you're supposed to do. So there's one here. I guess it doesn't matter. And then there's a ring around the outer edge of the table that doesn't seem like it matters. There's one here, which is the Triforce symbol. This isn't really a thing that I think you'd be able to brute force. And so, what's the third symbol? And we can look up really tall. Now it says don't look back. Whatever you do, don't look back, but where and what is back? I don't see a symbol inside of the null. I'm not seeing a symbol over here. It feels like there should be one. I see a shape here and some mathematical geometry and right angles and waves. Doesn't look like there's anything on the ground. And this does feel like this is probably the last puzzle. Let's see what the options are. Well, if I have 2 out of the 3 solutions already, I can brute force the final solution pretty easily. Oh wait, here's a symbol on this book. There you go, it's a Star of David type symbol. I'm glad to find that though. I don't want to brute force things if I can avoid it. I'd like to actually solve the puzzle legitimately. I know there's probably not a lot more content here. Okay, what now? Apparently there's some dots on these. So This one was supposed to be 3. So there's actually more to this. Let's see, we'll move this over here, move that there, and that's still not right, so we'll just switch these around instead of wasting time looking. There we go. And we have a human heart and 3 crystals and nothing we can see with the lens. Also, we can't use the red lens at all anymore. We've got 3 crystals I can't click on. 3 switches. Oh. I guess I can flip. And it's opening the door. And the door is getting closer. And seems to me we are in a different place now. I can't zoom out. So this looks a lot like what the end of the first game looked like. So I imagine this is not going to be a super long experience. The Knoll took it all, and we're going to have to line up the green to make a symbol. Does that look like anything? At least we're not getting the flashing. Oh, I bet I have to shift things. Oh, and so I can apparently go anywhere I want to go. Like I'm getting a numbering system here. And it's making that symbol. And now it's extremely bright light. And now we're just getting an animation. This is nice, I suppose. Leaving the house, leaving the room. But apparently we've released the Knoll, or summoned an old god at this point. And escaped with our lives, which I think is better than what the ending was for the first game, which was kind of just an end and abrupt at that. It feels like you very possibly could have gone back to other rooms and found maybe some Easter eggs, but if that's true, I kind of don't care either. This series of puzzles have not been intriguing enough to make me want to continue to play, unlike The Witness, which is what I've been comparing this game to. The Witness really made me want to keep on playing, get every single extra secret, find the extra secrets. I'm still not sure everybody has found all the secrets in The Witness, or they're not going to patch some in eventually. Game complete. Congratulations, you've completed the room 2. Where many have faltered, you have succeeded in discovering the many mysteries held within this most unique space. You fled the laboratory and escaped the confounded house where it all began. After, quote, after much scientific study, I can only conclude that it is an absolute impossibility that the Knoll sample under my custody is the only one in existence, it stands to reason that there must be a great number of somehow coordinated samples which exert some form of control over these curious events. This is Professor de Montefaucon, 19th of November 1903. Yeah, it kind of feels like you might have gotten a different ending, but I don't think so. Thank you for playing and purchasing The Room 2. We hope you enjoyed it. As a small independent games developer, we truly believe the power of word of mouth and goodwill from everyone who plays our games, so please let us know what you thought. The Room 2 thought of The Room 2 by recommending it and writing a review on our Steam page. We sincerely value your support and feedback, and by purchasing and recommending The Room 2, you're helping keep independent games development alive. Fireproof Games. Now, unfortunately, at this point, independent is often used as just a buzzword to make people feel good about games that are a little lacking compared to, say, EA or Ubisoft, where people have had it up to here with the microtransaction BS that AAA developers have started doing. So I don't know how you can really call Fireproof Games much of a small independent developer. They may be really small. There may be 1 or 2 people developing the game. But on the other hand, compared to other cell phone games, this is still probably one of the best, which is, again, just a terrible statement on the level of quality of cell phone games. I think there was a lot of room here for improvement, particularly in the sequel. I wasn't super happy with The Room 1 either, but it was alright from what I recall, but this was extremely linear. The puzzles didn't really branch off into crazy directions. We never got any music puzzles, which I'm happy for. No sound puzzles. The sound itself in this game is crazy loud when you first start, and then I turned it down, and it's very possibly been really quiet at this point. We'll go back to the main menu. The fact that there's a loading screens for a game like this is kind of ridiculous, and just shows a lack of preloading and caching programming. See, yeah, now that we're at the menu, the audio is incredibly loud and not balanced. They could easily have locked in a they could have locked in a voice actor. This is free play mode, and progress will not be saved. To play through the whole game, you have to select a new game from the main menu. Interesting. And this part is what really drove me crazy. Is this chapter. There was literally nothing here. Like, there's a hand crank over here that makes you see the null, and there's nothing else to click on. Like, this is supposedly, allegedly a chapter, and all you can do is click on this and see that there's a thing missing, and all you can do is take this, see the null in the water, which this whole null, as it's supposed to be a major part of the story, still doesn't really mean anything. Like, there's literally 2 things to click on, unless there's some hidden object. This feels like it was probably an experiment on a skybox in an open world area that failed miserably, because that's what we're seeing here, is an incredibly ugly looking dark skybox. But it also feels like they may have just threw like some kickstarting or something. Here, I'm gonna rotate this the other way and see what happens. Nothing. And as soon as you start rotating the right way, it doesn't do anything. And getting halfway there and stopping doesn't seem like it does anything. I would have much preferred that the more happened in this instead of it animating that transition. And it kind of violates the idea of the room in general. Like you were not in a room. So you start in this room. That's 1, 2, 3 chapters, 4 chapters, 5 chapters, 6 chapters. Yeah. Seems like they promised 6 chapters and then they added this incredibly short chapter for no reason. If you were to click new game, it's not going to do anything. Like it's not a new game plus or anything. So there's really no reason to go with that. And the first chapter is really hand-holding and tutorially. It really makes me have to wonder about how much I paid for this. I hope I only paid at most $1.50 for a game like this, and even at that, it's kind of pressing. But I bet if you were to go and look at the Room 3, I wouldn't be surprised if it's $5, and it's just as long as this. So I'm kind of in desperate need to find better puzzle escape room style games. Honestly, they're probably the best ones to play would be the Zero Escape series, which then has the slight difference in that it's very anime and Japanese. But if you're not going to cover something like that, there's a few games that sometimes are half VR and half not VR that are on my wish list that I'm keeping an eye on too, that might be good escape rooms games. I think that's really where this genre kind of needs to go, because this feels way too much like it is a hidden object game, a level quality game, trying not to actually be a hidden object game, but it still really was. Every single time I was frustrated in this series was because I couldn't find the thing. I couldn't see the thing. I probably should have turned up the brightness. Let's see. If we were to come over here and just crank up that brightness. Like, and you know, often it's not brightness really that you need to fix it. Often it's just you need to reduce the gamma, which is the range between dark and light. Like, but yeah, turning up the brightness in game very possibly would have had bits and pieces of these. This might be an interesting game to watch somebody speedrun, but honestly it would probably only take about 5 minutes to do, because all you have to do is memorize the solutions. I doubt seriously anything is going to change, even where things could have changed. For instance, there's a puzzle here to type in a word, and that word here, let's see if we can do this, and they stopped making us like unfold letters, which is kind of nice. Let's see. Yeah, I'd have to get the lens, and that's too much work, frankly. But if I had the lens, this would say the word that you type in here. That word is probably the exact same word it always was, when you could have had it be 5 different words and vary things up. The ghost typewriter is another example of that in the seance room, where you could easily have easily randomize some stuff and maybe had some replayability. But even if you did randomize some things, every other puzzle is going to be solved the exact same way, and so it's still not going to be very replayable. Well, that's going to be it for this series. It was a shorter one. That's kind of what I was looking for. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos, because that tells YouTube that my videos are worth watching. When you subscribe, please click the notification bell. Also, please don't skip around and watch every second of my videos, because that also helps. If you want to friend or follow me on a myriad of social media links, there's a bunch of links down below for that. Also, you can support me through Patreon through links down below, or you can friend me on Steam and gift me a game off my wishlist, or just a game you'd like to see me cover, or you could just gift a gift card, all of which would be extremely helpful. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.